You're probably asking yourself, will the heroes of World 83 survive their fight against a terrifying worm creature? Well, so am I. So why don't you, how do you say, cough up some more money if you want the rest of the story? Don't give me that look. You think a few silver is enough to buy the full story from a master like Gaston, noble councilman of a rival? No, monsieurs. Put the swords away. I suppose I can settle for the silver you've already paid. But you can't make me tell it enthusiastically. No, you're going to get the most apathetic telling of the story. Today's episode of Tales of the Glass-Guarded World has Ashley as Terradane, the human fighter. Brian as Paxton, the human cleric and fighter. Daniel as Asaflad, the halfling. And Josh as Zartok, the tiefling wizard. We continue our story with the party in the midst of that combat with a gargantuan worm that wants to eat their brains, especially Zartok's delicious wizard brain. The Noethelid has shaken free of the paralysis imposed by Gilm, the spectacular beholder, and has unleashed a 60-foot cone of burning acid. Will they survive, or will they be dissolved into little meat puddles? Let us find out.
All right, so as you can see...
Oh no! This is bad.
It is able to, in its cone, get one of the zombies by the door, the water elemental, Paxton, and 4 other zombies. And all of them need to make...
That's really a stretch that the cone's coming out of its big toe over
It can
there.
move its head wherever it wants to, right? It moves its head over to the south.
It
And
moves its side to do it. Oh, okay.
It moves its head over to the south and breathes from that direction to get as many as it can.
And I roll separately for each. Of the
For each zombie,
Yep.
they make a
All right.
dexterity saving throw. Zombies are bad at dexterity, aren't they?
Okay, so this is 7, 2, 3, and 4 are rolling, as well as 12, but 1 is out of it.
Yeah, it has to cover more than half the square. So yeah, 1 is out of it.
What's the DC?
It's a DC 18 dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Wow.
All of my rolls failed.
I think what's the zombie's dexterity penalty?
-2.
Is
Okay.
not
Yeah, they would
good.
have to roll 20 to succeed.
Oof.
I rolled a modified 20, and because I have that shield mastery feat,
You take no damage.
yeah.
Paxton takes
So
no
You
damage.
like put your shield up and like the acid
Yeah.
just fall or like a huge wave of acid.
Yeah, you hear Paxton go, oh no!
Is 8 within the cone? Do we assume 8's
I can't
within?
even see the numbers.
I don't
from
think
here.
It's
eight's in the
this
cone.
one.
So
if
it's
No,
7.
it's not.
It's 7, right?
I think 7, 2, 3, and 4 are in the cone.
Okay.
Yeah, 7, 2, 3, and 4 are in the
12
cone,
even.
as well as 12.
That really sucked.
12
Yeah.
is also in the cone, and the water elemental.
All right. Oh wait. Do I roll for 7 yet?
You can, yeah, go
Okay.
ahead. You have to get a natural 20 to save.
No, 18.
Okay. 18, you rolled an 18. Oh, so close.
I know.
Oh, well. And the water elemental, did the water elemental save?
It did not. All of my rolls failed.
All right, but it has resistance to acid damage.
It does. It's
Great.
It's gonna be good.
Okay, so let me roll 10d6 here.
Dang, it's like we can't put the zombies anywhere with that huge of a spray.
He can't just do
They
the
line up
acid
against the
damage
wall.
thing
Willy-nilly?
nonstop, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope not. Usually the breath weapons are like a roll, a random.
I make a ranged attack to throw a tic-tac at him.
Okay,
You need a breath mint.
all those creatures in that area take 38 points of acid damage.
Wow.
Goodbye.
Somehow I think that con check is not going to get them up.
Yeah.
So the water elemental takes 19.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, that means that, all of them, can any of them make that?
If it's a natural 20, is it an automatic?
No,
success?
it's not.
Okay,
Only
then
attack
no.
rolls are affected by natural 20s and natural
then
ones.
No.
All right, so zombies 4, 3, 2, 7, and 12 are gone.
Wow.
All right. Bye. Zombie 7.
Here's what's left.
Oh, that really decimated our shield there.
Mhm.
And that is the end of the Noethelid's turn. It can't do anything else on its turn.
How does it look now?
It is pretty badly injured. You have done a lot of damage to it.
Okay.
It is. It's not. It's in bad shape.
And we ain't done yet.
All right, that is the Noethelid's turn. Paxton, what are you doing?
Can I have Gilm go first?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to try his paralyzing ray again. DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Failed.
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's
no,
good.
That's what I meant. No, it doesn't. I don't believe it. Like, this is the best thing.
Okay.
Zartok is secretly a mole for the Noethelid.
Sorry, I'm exposing the secret part of this.
Okay, so he's paralyzed, and that just means he can't attack in all.
Melee attacks have advantage.
Right.
I'm sorry, all attacks have advantage. Melee attacks are crits.
Okay, now I'm gonna do wounding.
I
ray.
forgot. I still have to roll to resist the grease for the
yeah.
Noethelid. But it saves. Sorry,
Okay.
go ahead.
But it is still paralyzed.
Yes.
Okay, wounding ray, DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Saved.
Saved? Okay. Now it is Paxton's turn, and he is going to attack with the spiritual weapon,
Right.
which gets blessings, and it's a melee attack, so
It's
it gets advantage, right?
Correct.
So, yeah, one's an 18, so even without the blessing, that's going to hit, right?
Correct.
All right, and a d8 plus 3. Ooh, 8. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 force damage.
What are you doing next?
And I'm going to do firebolt at it.
All right.
You
You have advantage.
Have advantage. That's plus 6. So that is 15, 16, 17, 18,
Hit.
19, 20, 21.
You throw a ball of fire at it. It
Mhm.
burns this bleeding, injured creature.
And I do 1d10 damage, 1d10 fire damage,
All right.
and that's an 8. Does he take, he's resistant to fire damage?
No.
Or magic?
But it gets advantage on saving throws against magic, but this is not a saving throw
Okay.
effect, so it just hits it.
All right, and then I am, while I can get advantage on attacks against it, I'm also going to do, what's it called? Action Surge.
Ah.
And do another firebolt at it.
Okay,
And that is a 25.
that's a hit.
And that's another 8.
Okay.
8 fire damage.
Yeah. Do you have any movement left? Like a move action you can do?
I do, but
Yeah.
I think probably now I'm actually in the safest position because he could only cone.
Did you
These
take
guys.
damage that last time or not?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it is like.
I have pretty good deck saving throws, and I have that shield feat,
Okay,
so
I'll
I'm
just
not
stay
really
there.
too worried about the
Okay.
acid cone.
Yeah, that
Famous
was
last
pretty-
words.
That was pretty awesome. Famous last words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tara, it is your turn.
Okay.
Your weapon is reloaded.
All right.
Don't forget the bless.
Uh-huh.
And the advantage too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
19 to hit.
That's a hit.
Yeah.
18 damage.
Wow.
All right. And now Nothic, sensing an opening, since he's been completely useless with his rotting gaze,
Huh?
is going to close the 30 feet in and use a multi-claw attack.
All right.
Nice.
Get him on bleed.
And he has advantage on both, right?
Correct.
All right. First one's a 21 to hit.
That's a hit.
And he does 9 damage. And the second one's a 22 to hit.
Also a hit.
And this time he does 6 damage.
Okay.
Is he critting?
Oh, he was not.
Yeah.
Sorry. So the first one was a 6 and...
Yeah, just roll the damage again on each of them.
Okay.
And don't add the numbers this time. Don't add any bonus to them.
Okay, so that 9 becomes a 10. And the 6 becomes a 9.
So 4 extra points of damage.
Yes.
Okay. Epilema will try taking another shot. Good thing she has advantage. She hits. Oof. This thing is in rough shape now. And it is now Zartok's turn. Zartok, this thing is still looking at you. What do you want to do?
It's looking at Zartok, huh? Zartok will sort of like step back.
Okay.
Step back like 10 feet.
Okay.
And cast Fireball again.
Oh.
Finish him.
That's DC 14, and it's 36 damage. But I guess it automatically fails.
It automatically fails its saving throw.
I didn't know this was going to happen. I'm pretty lucky on the fireball rolls.
Did you say 36 or 3d6?
36. It's
Thir-
8d6 damage.
All right, let me check something. Okay, so Zartok, you throw another little mote of fire. It floats through the air, landing behind this giant worm, and it explodes in fire. You can see there are papers scattered around the room behind it, and all sorts of stuff catches on fire. And this creature catches on fire and lets out a loud hiss, and it mixes with the sound of this creature's flesh burning and the slime boiling away, and it falls to the ground in a giant crash.
Whoa.
Oh my god, we beat it! Oh, I've been so stressed out about this.
You guys dealt a total of 355 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Awesome. I think those 2 paralysis fails were like...
Yes, that
Yeah.
pretty
game
much
changer.
sold it.
Gilm's the MVP of this fight.
He
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, if I had had more chances to throw acid cones, it would have pretty easily moved through all these people in front of it.
Mhm.
Man. It would have gotten a lot uglier, but
Yeah.
nope.
I'm so relieved right now. It's like, I don't know what how to explain the
I
feeling.
mean, it didn't even hurt any of you. It carved up a bunch of the monsters you threw at it, but
We took 0 damage.
you took 0 damage. Paxton would have taken a boatload of damage, but
He's
Cool
OP.
he's got the
Cool
To
shield
be fair,
mastery.
we all stayed very safely
Yeah.
out
Yes.
of danger's way.
Nothing of importance was lost.
Oh.
All the zombies that are left immediately turn away from this dead creature and begin walking toward the foyer.
Hold on, I gotta text my wife.
We
did it.
survived.
We did it. How do I get the things in a text message to like do the confetti? I'm gonna
I think
say
you have to say happy birthday.
I'm gonna say happy birthday.
Just type the emoji for a brain, the emoji for a snake, and then a skull and crossbones.
Nice. I like
Okay.
it. My boyfriend would not get that one. Like, what do you do?
I'm good now.
All right, Epileema's jumping up and down. Yeah, take that. We did it.
Yeah.
I never had any doubts. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah.
Hera looks slightly disappointed that she never got to swing her sword.
I
You
never
got to swing
fired one of these
something
before.
better.
It's pretty cool. All right, so what are you going to do now? You can see fire burning in this room behind it.
Paxton is going to run over to the room and do create or destroy water
Okay.
to try to make it rain in an area to put out the fire.
All right, you're going to put out the fire.
And Gilm can also do create food and water to create magical water, so between the 2 of them, they should be able to put out
Yeah, put out the fire.
fire.
Now we get to explore the room, though, right?
hmm
All right.
This ransacked room,
Mhm.
this library, been murdered.
It's definitely a mess.
You can see this room beyond, barely lit by the quickly extinguishing flames. This library is a truly enormous space. Rows of columns to your left and right stretch to the east. There are still a few magical torches here and there, and more than 200 feet away at the far end of the room, you think you can see the light from a larger fire, although it's partially blocked by structures you can't identify from here. Broken bookshelves, torn scrolls, and destroyed books litter the ground. It looks as though a series of tornadoes have repeatedly blown through the room. To your left and right, or north and south, you can see small doors, that is, normal-sized, unlike the monumental 10-foot doors you just come through. These small doors must lead to side chambers, but you can't make out what lies beyond the open doors from this distance. Each of the doors is battered, as is the wall around them, as though someone or something had repeatedly tried to bash through. They have held strong, however.
I thought we were dead. I've been thinking for like months of like, oh, we're dead.
Yep.
Practicing other accents to do.
Now, as you're standing looking into the room, Unbleathed says, Yes, finally! And he runs inside.
Uh-oh.
Paxton runs after Unbleathe.
All right. He begins pouring through these pieces of paper, these scraps of paper everywhere, just throwing them aside, just picking up scraps of books, looking in them, just desperately looking around. There doesn't seem to be any method to what he's doing. He's just sort of madly looking through all the
Looking for
papers.
Something magical to eat.
Yeah, you better not.
Yeah, we have to decide what he eats, right? That was the deal.
Yeah, we get to look at it and decide if he eats it or not. Otherwise, pew pew.
Since this just got scary, I would I would command Zartok commands the water elemental to kind of explore the room in case, I don't know, this thing makes babies or something.
Okay, so you send the water elemental in. It begins just poking around, I guess, getting all the books wet again.
Well, whoops.
Where do you want it to go?
Just have it go all the way east and
Okay.
then kind of do a perimeter check, follow along the walls.
It sloshes around. It comes back to you. Can you telepathically communicate or anything?
I don't
with it?
think so.
No. Okay.
I
Well,
have no. I can read the spell real quick, but I don't think so. It doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't really have anything to say.
Okay.
It doesn't come back injured or anything. It
Fight
just
anything. Okay.
just sloshes back.
Let's see what's left of it.
All right. Where are you going? East, north, south?
Go east. I'll go all the way east.
All right. You're gonna follow these columns sort of
Yeah.
down the middle of the room.
Yeah, to describe it, it's a library that's just a disaster zone. Somewhere a librarian's having a seizure. It's a mess.
It was at one point a
Ryan's
library.
having a seizure.
It is an ex-library.
Yeah, it is no longer a library.
It is more of a disaster room of paper bits. I don't know.
Dewey would be displeased.
Do we have to do an investigation check?
Yeah, just give me a moment. I'll have
Okay.
you do some perception checks and stuff. So as you work your way east, you pass more of these piles of books. If you want to search them, or if you just want to keep an eye out, then make a perception check. Anybody that wants to do that.
I'll do a perception check.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And go ahead and roll it. It's just faster.
Natural 20.
All right. What is that
10.
modified? You have a -1 or something, don't you?
To, was it wisdom?
Perception, yeah.
If perception's wisdom, then no.
Oh, okay.
I have a +1.
+1, great. So 21 for
16.
Kara
13.
and Athelflaed.
5.
This is very rare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Epilema says, "Oh, this stuff's all boring. I don't see anything useful here." And Athelflaed, you don't either. But the rest of you, you're searching around. You do find some things. Looking through the papers as you're walking along, you find a few intact scrolls. You find a total of 9 intact scrolls.
Oh, dang.
All right?
You marking those in your diary?
Not yet. It's at the end of the day when Zartok reaches a save point. You know,
Okay.
That's when the diary stuff happens.
Now, Unbleeth sees that you have these. He hasn't found any intact yet, and he sort of adopts an obsequious or craven posture, and he starts pawing at each of you. Please, could I have one? I just want to look. Just let me look.
Paxton messages Zarthok and says maybe have a conversation with him and kind of string him along and have him focus on you while we search for more.
Yeah. Listen, little guy. He's small, right? Kind of. Yeah.
Normal humanoid
Is he
size.
hunched over though?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, listen, little guy. Let us come through these first and see what's valuable or not, and we'll give you something to eat. Don't worry. You did your part.
Yes, of course, yes.
Just be patient. I know it's been forever for you, but
All right, so do you want to look at them? Do you want to...
not right now.
Okay.
I'll hold on. Zartok will hold on to them all unless anybody
All right.
says don't do that, and then
Okay.
we'll just keep going.
All right, well, he is right behind you.
Okay.
Unbleeth is on you like glue.
Let's make sure it's safe in here before we investigate.
Oh, I'm sure it's safe. We can take a break. Let's do it now.
So it's just be patient.
I've waited a long time.
So what's a little longer? You could do it.
All right, well, he's going to follow you around, begging irritatingly.
Does anyone have a
Everyone else, are you
scroll?
continuing to the east?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you continue to the east.
Does this floor seem larger than the other floors?
No,
Okay.
it's just that it feels larger because these are 5-foot squares instead of 10-foot squares.
Okay, yeah.
Several structures here to the east are built out of piles of paper, shredded books, and bookshelves, all covered in some kind of adhesive substance. There are also 3 pools here of murky water, and there are these weird huts. That's what you can see on the map there, these weird huts that are built out of shredded books and wood from bookshelves and bits of paper.
Gilm.
Yes,
Hey, do you know anything about this water?
I don't know for sure, but I suspect that these are tadpole pools where the
Ew.
mind flayers kept their young. That's most likely the case. I don't see any in there now. Now, these huts, I suppose they might have lived here. It's rather frustrating to see what they've done to the place. I mean, this was all this was Alfred's library at one time. I was in charge of protecting it, and look at it now.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's going to take a long time to clean all this up.
yeah. Yeah, it will.
Well, let's get started, shall we?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
make
you
sure
go
there's
for it.
nothing left in there.
Yeah.
All right, so you start poking around. Well, the huts are empty, and there are no living things in these pools aside from maybe some mold or something. The Noethelid would have been too large to enter any of these huts. Now, there's also this large pool to the east next to these huts. This must have been a large circular stone fountain or pool once, about 30 feet by 30 feet, flanked by 2 large columns. Its interior surface appears to have been eroded or carved out. There's nothing in it now except for some slimy liquid. 20 feet to the east of the ruined pool is a large fireplace, nestled in the eastern corner of this room. It still burns, and unlike the other magical fires you've seen here, you can actually feel heat emanating from this one.
It's interesting. Yeah, let's check out the huts then. You go in there.
Yeah, the huts appear to be empty.
Totally empty, okay.
Yeah, you can see there are a few bones tucked into the corners, but that's about it.
How tidy.
What else do you want to do?
Go left.
Go left, south.
Oh, I thought you were asking how tidy. You're just saying how tidy. Please describe the tidiness of the bone stack.
I mean, it's
tidy
nice of
is
them to
it?
put them in the corner, you know?
Mhm.
So as you pass to the south here, there is a desk with a chair next to it. The chair has been toppled over. The desk is in rough shape, but you walk by that, right?
Mhm.
I look into the desk.
Okay. You look into the desk. The desk is ruined. The drawers just sort of fall out and the desk falls apart. There are some rotted pieces of paper. Nothing really valuable in it. This place has really been trashed.
It
But-
has indeed.
As you continue southward, there is a door that I mentioned that you could barely see in the distance. You can see a door in the wall here and another door farther to the west, and there appears to be a wall blocking off a section of the floor here.
Oh, it's a study room. I'm gonna open one of the doors.
Okay.
Puddles is following Tara around.
All right.
She takes the lead. It's got like little pieces of paper floating in it.
So how many rounds were we in combat for?
I think 4 rounds.
4. So that's how much longer is that water elemental going to be with us?
Oh, a long
A
time.
long time.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's an hour thing.
Puddles joins the party.
Yeah, I hope I can learn that spell someday. That's a really
Mhm.
Tara thinks Puddles did a great job.
yeah. Great.
All right, so you open the door into this room to the south.
Actually, it was the critting because of the paralysis that
Mhm.
made that like, whew.
Yeah, someone needs to go over and give Gilm an I-5.
Oh.
All right. This room stretches 140 feet east to west and is 30 feet wide, with doors leading to the library at the far east and west ends, where you've just come from. At its west end is a pool of clear water. There are 6 desks along the northern wall, each with a simple stool. Along the south wall are 6 metallic sarcophagi that you've seen before. They are stasis chambers like the one Zartok spent so much time in. They are all closed, emitting a blue light. The label at the top of the nearest one says Stasis Chamber in Elvish. The hinged front panel has a metal plaque just under the glass window that reads, Mark 1, 1 hour stasis equals 2 hours rest. There is a lever on the wall by the door that you've just come through, labeled Emergency Release. A sign above the pool says, Intense study requires intense silence.
This is like the grad student office area.
Mhm.
Are there any people in the stasis chambers?
You go and look at all these stasis chambers. They are all empty, except for one. Are you just going to pull them all open, or are you just
No,
looking
I'm
through the
just
window?
looking through them.
Looking through the window. Yeah, they all appear to be empty.
Except for one?
Well, no, just scratch that. They all appear to be empty.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Meta.
I mean, you can't see.
Concerning.
You can't see anything through the glass. They all appear to be
I
empty.
wouldn't open any if.
Yeah, nope, not gonna do that for funsies. And then the desks, are they just like simple desks, or they have drawers or anything?
They are just platforms for sitting and studying on. They don't have drawers or
Okay.
cabinets or anything.
Tara just shrugs off this room and she goes and tells everyone else, it's like a study room, and there's some more of those little sleep chambers that we found Zartok in.
I'm trying to think of the only thing that would be sleeping in a stasis chamber, and that might be an illithid
Yeah.
or something else. Who knows?
Well, we don't know that anything's in these, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be useful. We could sleep in this. It's nice to sleep half time. It's kind of like do elves sleep less in this version or no? Don't sleep. I don't know which edition of Dungeons
In
and
5th
Dragons.
edition, they trance or meditate for
Okay.
4 hours or 2 hours. I
Might be
can't
nice to be like an elf,
So, what do you want to do now?
Let's head up to the north side and see
All right.
its mirrored room. Do we have to climb over the Noethelid's body? Its charred remains.
Yes, you do have to. You have to find your way past its charred remains. Yes.
Does it have teeth?
It has some beaky teeth-like things. Yeah.
Can I
Like
pry one
barbs?
out?
Sure.
I want a trophy.
Yeah, let's all keep one.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so you go to the north side. It is a mirror image of the area you just went through. Now, which door are you going to? You going to the west door or the east door?
Probably the east one, since
Okay.
we would have left.
Yeah,
the
so this
bottom.
door opens easily, but as you look into the room, you can see that the west door was blocked from the inside. Someone had piled up some stuff in here.
That's sad.
Again, like the other one, there are study carrels. There are 6 desks along the southern wall, each with a simple stool, just like the other side, except that on the other side they were on the north wall. And here there are sarcophagi along the north wall. These are, again, stasis chambers, and they're all closed, emitting a blue light. You're standing in the doorway looking at them. What do you want to do?
Anyone in these guys? Since there was like a barricaded door.
Yeah, so you look in the nearest stasis chamber, and there appears to be someone in there.
What does he look like? He or she?
It looks like a human woman.
Is that the only one that has someone in it?
All right, so you look in that first one, and there's someone in there. You want to go and look in all the others?
Yes.
All right, so you walk down all the others. Inside one of the other ones, down at the other end of the room, it's hard to tell what's in it because pressed up against the glass is some kind of grayish skin or flesh. You're not sure what it is. But it looks like it's sort of leaning against the window, so you're not sure what's in there.
I call for Gilm.
All right, Gilm comes floating over.
Gilm, do you know who these guys are?
Oh, let's see. If I remember correctly, that woman there was, I think she might have been a courier, an apprentice from enchantment. Yes, that's right. She was one of the students in the enchantment department.
Is there any chance that she could be affected by the illithids? Don't they take over
Certainly
people's
possible.
minds?
It's possible, yes. Although it's been a long time.
What about the weird? She points to the other one with the gray stuff pushed against glass. Who's that?
Can't tell what that is. Someone pushed up against the glass. It could be. I don't know. I mean, that could be the skin of a mind flayer, or it could be, some sort of dead body pushed in there, or it could be, I suppose it could be a GIF. It could be a GIF that's been shoved in there. They have grayish skin, or, I
What's
can't
a GIF?
tell. Oh, a GIF is a wonderful, unusual creature they visit from other crystal spheres sometimes. They're known for being militarily skilled. They look sort of like, bipedal hippopotamus.
Can we open these one by one?
Certainly, yes. You could pull the emergency release lever and open all of them, or you could open them manually one by one.
Okay, I say we go with one by one. Girl first.
All right, so you try to open this one, and it appears to be jammed.
So you're saying I have to pull the lever?
Well, you could try to force it open.
I'll try to
Are
force
you
it
asking
open.
me or asking Gilm?
Gilm.
Gilm, yeah. Gilm says that you would have to force it open or try to use the lever.
All right, I'll try and brute strength that open first.
All right, make a strength check.
Okay, I'm good at these.
Yeah.
Paxton slaps her on the shoulder to give her guidance.
So that would be a 20, unnatural 20.
All right, you're able to force it open.
Nice work.
Yeah, you force the door open. You hear a metallic snapping sound from the chamber. A human figure spills out onto the ground in front of you, as well as a broken dagger that appears to have been jamming the chamber shut from the inside. It is immediately obvious, however, that this person is dead. Her body has not decayed, but she must have climbed into this stasis chamber gravely wounded.
Can I do a medicine check on her to see how she died?
Definitely. Do a medicine
Okay.
check.
Plus 6. 16.
16. So you look her over. She has some extreme bruising around her neck and upper back. You would guess that the Noethelid probably struck her and delivered a blow that eventually killed her, maybe a brain hemorrhage or something. She was able to climb in here and jam the thing shut, but when she went to sleep, she probably died in her sleep.
Paxton picks her up and puts her back in the stasis chamber and shuts the door.
Okay. Now, when you look her over, she does have some equipment on her, and I don't know if you want to check any of that.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Respectfully, we want to loot her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here are the things you find. She has an arcane focus, specifically a wand. She has a dagger with a vicious, jagged edge. She's wearing some fancy-looking bracers around her wrists with an intricate woven pattern made into the metal. Looks like they've been woven, but they're metallic. And she has a scroll tube labeled Old Memoranda, File and Administration under Enchantment, Administrative Correspondence with Necromancy. And then she also has 12 of those low-quality gold coins that you found before.
I take the scrolls out of the scroll tube.
Okay.
Are they all just messages or any of the magic scrolls?
They appear to be messages.
Okay.
And I've given them to Danielle, who is handing them to Brian, so
Yep.
Paxton can look at them.
Athelflad, you want to read over these?
Sure. From Department of Necromancy, Administrator Stretchok. To Department of Enchantment and Charms, Administrator Melidia. Impressed by your improved Modify Memory spell. Approved for mass use on experimental subjects with waiver for heat produced. Coordinate with Eldritch Knights to begin processing subjects immediately. Concerned about errors from repeated use on same subjects. Check for compatibility with the reporter spells and gems. If irrevocable errors occur, hey, I got that word, that's cool. What subjects?
Nice going. Still boring, but nice going.
What subjects in World 83 is unsuitable for rigorous experimental use anyway? Have attached some of those jellied blackberry sweets. Ooh, you like from Dwaro Hall. No tell Gribbage. Well, I know. Where are they? Well, let's talk about those sweets.
I mean, it's dwarven candy, so it's got to be quite nasty. It's like
No.
black licorice, the worst candy ever made.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so we were World 83, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So
We still
if
are
we
World
had
83.
some broken memory folks, they got put in our world because
Because he said
We
it was
were-
unsuitable for experiments.
okay, and
Broken memory.
yeah,
Hmm.
and then have we been to Enchantment and Charms? No,
No.
that's a place
That's
we haven't been.
another level down.
Okay, so there's another one that says from Department of Necromancy, Administrator Strathok, to Department of Enchantment and Charms, Administrator Melidia. Too many people arriving too quickly, some unhappy. Need them more docile before proceeding. Consider mass suggestion spell. Heat level hereby pre-approved. More powerful suggestion spell tempting for mischievous staff. Make sure oversight is strict. We help subjects, not prank them. Give them new lives, not new bruises. If accidents occur, send cadavers down. Can use in my experiments. Probably not let Rickert or Bertrand have spell. Not trust them fully with responsibility. Good at strict control, not good at empathy. Maybe that best. Quia still recovering from feeble mind. Maybe he stick to his job and not play hero now. Finalized anti-god glass production and transmutation increasing rapidly. Be ready soon for mass subject delivery. Tara just kind of shrugs. Something called feeble mind on you, my friend.
Yeah, is that something you've heard of?
No. Oh, hold on. Have I heard of feeble mind?
I don't know. Roll a Necrona check.
Okay. 14. I've just heard Finn rattle on.
Sure.
But long ago.
Yeah, Finn once talked, I guess, a little bit about feeble mind, and you know that it makes people dumb. I mean, it makes them lose a lot of intelligence and social skills.
Tara does not want to share that with Paxton.
Perhaps I never recovered.
She doesn't want to hurt his feelings.
It explains a lot now.
Can I roll an Arcana check?
Sure.
It's a 10.
Yeah, you don't know any more than she does.
Probably still under its effect. What about you, Mr. Wizard? And he looks at Zartok. Have you ever heard of this feeble mind thing? Is that familiar to you?
Zartok rolled an 11, so probably not.
Yeah, you don't know any more than Tara does.
I know nothing about it. It sounds
Well,
like Tara
not any
does
more
sometimes.
than I do, so
Right.
that means you guys both know the same amount of stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to study these missives when I get back to my study.
There's one note left, right?
Yeah, I have one. It's To Department of Enchantment and Charms, Administrator Melidia. From Administration, Eldritch Knights, Rickard and Bertrand. Munn hath invited himself back for another inspection. We know not whether he remembereth his last visit, but he's suspicious or curious. A third visit doth signal trouble. Mayhap it is time to remove him from this world. Munn is unlike Queer or Clover. I confess the task be beyond the Eldritch Knights. Munn will not go easily, and we cannot simply make him a reporter. We suggest you apply several memory charms this time. You will need all the administrators to subdue him, or finish him, as is your wont in such things. We could place him in 83. Its glass floors suggest it will be a poor experiment, but it makes a proper jail.
So we've been finding a lot of these letters all around since we started exploring this place, and it seems like there's some kind of story emerging about what happened, but I don't know. My memory's not that good, and I'm not super great at puzzles.
Yeah, we're going to need to read these all at once rather than, days in between and figure it out. If there's anything to discern here. This sounds like essentially you all was an experiment, but figured that.
Since you like to study stuff, do you want to hold on to these missives and scrolls we found so far, and maybe they can all fit together?
Oh yeah, let me sort through all this and see if I can make heads or tails of it. Oh, this is a lot. Okay, all right, it's going in my journal. Okay, that's Brian just handed me a ton of stuff. Yeah.
You just catch up on our reading,
Oh, all
yeah,
right.
maybe
this
a pair
is,
of fresh
this
eyes.
is a lot. You're like pulling pieces of paper out of random parts of your clothing.
Yeah. Paxton slaps Sarthok on the shoulder and says, "I know you won't let us down."
And maybe you can use that study room to just catch up, right?
Yeah, that's my space. That's it. Yeah, I'll take all this. This is quite a lot. Yeah, I'll study the scrolls and all of these notes. Did we, Ashley? Did we read the two that you passed my way already?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to summarize these for the listeners just in case they couldn't make out everything. So the first one was from Strethok to the administrator of the enchantment department, and it said that there was something going on with modify memory spells being used on lots of subjects, right? And there was some concern about errors from using it on the same people over and over again. And the second note said that there are too many people arriving, and maybe the administrator from Enchantment and Charms should use some sort of mass suggestion spell to make them more cooperative, and to send any people that died down to Strethok for experiments, and not to let Rickard or Bertrand have access to the mass suggestion spell because they can't be trusted with it. The last one is a letter from Rickard and Bertrand to the the administrator of the Charms and Enchantment Department, saying that someone named Munn had come several times for inspections, and they weren't sure if he remembered his previous visits, but they think that these repeated visits are trouble, and they suggested doing something about it, maybe even throwing him into World 83.
As a jail.
As a jail.
Sounds like that's
And
what
the-
happened.
And
Yeah.
the memory spell thing is easy enough to figure out because we know that the worlds were experiments and that people were going into the worlds to escape the warming of the world, and that they all woke up without memories. So, we assume that would be used on all of the people who went into the bottled worlds.
So does that imply that Munn was an administrator at one point?
Who are you asking?
Anyone?
Or you could ask Gilm, I guess. Gilm is sort of floating.
Gilm,
Yes.
do you know a guy named Munn?
Oh, I've heard of him, yes.
What can you tell me about him?
A powerful wizard. Impressive reputation. Yes, he's a important fellow in magical circles. He used to, fly around the world and do research and sometimes boss people around a bit more than they liked. But yes, he was famous for being a powerful wizard. He would visit here from time to time, I understand, although I think maybe he was poking his nose into things that the wizards here didn't like. But you understand, I'm simply in charge of the library. I don't know all his goings-on.
What was inspection?
Well, as I said, he poked his nose in sometimes to matters that perhaps people didn't want him to. He was a busybody, you might say. But I don't think he had any official ability to inspect. He wasn't an administrator here, if that's what you mean.
Oh, so like wizards didn't have to report here to be inspected.
Oh,
They
no.
just had to,
No.
he just inspected things here.
Yes, if you're respected enough, you can persuade people, I suppose, to let you have a look around.
Oh, okay.
And of course, this once wonderful library was a resource for wizards everywhere. Its remote location, I'm afraid, kept us from getting as many visitors as we would have liked, but nonetheless, people who could made the trip.
Paxton looks at the floor and he asks Gilm, does the name Quia remind you of anything?
That sounds familiar. Let me think. Seem to remember having been told in the past to keep someone named Quia out of the section on enchantments. Perhaps that's right. It's been a long time.
Where was the section of enchantments?
It was that section of bookshelves over there that you see smashed into the ground.
Ah, nice. Yeah. I guess you don't have to worry about that now.
Yeah. But what, do you know what the Feeble Mind spell does?
Yes, I'm afraid it reduces you to a blabbering idiot.
Effectively, he explains it will reduce your intelligence and charisma to 1.
I got one last question for you, Gilm.
Yes.
Earlier, when you were talking about some sort of hippopotamus creature that I can't remember the name of,
A
you
gif,
said
yes.
a gif, yeah. You said something about, and then he takes like a deep gulp. Other crystal spheres?
Yes, of course. So, I'm sure you're familiar.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Oh,
What are
very-
they?
Very well then. Well, each world like this one is simply one of several spherical planets within a group of planets that usually, but not always, orbits a sun. That is the bright ball in the sky. I feel somewhat ridiculous telling you these things, but you knew that, of course, right?
No, we're from World 83. We're from the bottle.
What?
Is this a bigger crystal sphere? Is it, like,
No.
is it basically
You're
like a
from
bottle?
one of the worlds?
Yeah,
Incredible.
we thought we told you that already.
No, you simply said that you're adventuring, looking around. I'd heard there were some mentions of prophecies of someone coming down here at some point and helping with some of the problems down here. I've done some reading on the subject. Unfortunately, most of those materials are lost now.
Who wrote the prophecies?
Oftentimes they would be from a priest of foresight. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but there are other soothsayers and fortune tellers that would say similar things, that this place would have troubles, but a group of heroes would come sort them out. And here you are, of course.
Sarah's smiling ear to ear.
But I didn't expect them to come from any of the worlds upstairs. I'm not privy to the details of those experiments, but I know that there are some, and that there were people in them.
So we went to another plane, I think. Sigil?
Sigil, yes.
Sigil.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, how do the planes relate to these crystal sphere planet things?
So all of the crystal spheres are on different parts of the prime material plane. They're all within the prime material plane, so they're all on the same plane.
Okay.
The other spheres, such as Earth space, and there's realm space, and Kryn space, other worlds, other spheres that contain other worlds and other suns and other peoples within them. Usually one travels between them either using magic or by using a spell jammer.
Is a spelljammer like one of those ships we saw on the dock?
Oh, certainly, yes. They did build a dock here later, and yes, there might be some ships there.
Paxton looks at Zartok and he's like, was that thing that we found you in a spelljammer?
Zartok is digging through these notes and like reading them all, so that's why he didn't get angry at you for asking about what planets were, since he spent so much time already trying to teach you guys. So he snaps out of it like after he hears his name and says, "What? What'd you
Well,
say?"
you called them planets, and he said that they're crystal spheres, and that makes it sound like we're just inside of a bigger bottle, and you can probably guess why that gives me some existential anxiety.
Well, no. The planets are inside crystal spheres. The planets are not themselves crystal spheres.
So the different planets are inside their own crystal spheres?
No,
or the
there. So, oh dear, perhaps I should draw you a picture. So,
I've tried. No, don't, Bobo. Don't bother.
Imagine a
I've
glass ball,
Uh-huh.
and on the inside of this glass ball, the inner surface, there are little bright lights painted. Those are stars.
Uh-huh.
Floating inside these crystal spheres are these round balls that are the planets. They move in an orbit or circle around usually the sun at the middle. They circle around it, and we are on one of those round spheres. That is this planet.
All right, let me stop you for a minute and see if I got this straight. We're on a planet.
Correct.
A planet orbits a sun that has multiple planets orbiting it, right?
Correct.
And there are multiple suns inside of a single crystal sphere.
There can be. Usually there's just one.
Okay, and there are multiple crystal spheres,
Yes.
and they're all on the prime material plane,
Correct.
and there are other planes.
There are.
Do you know if there's anything outside of those planes? Like, are all those planes inside of, like, some sort of bigger bottle than that?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Paxton kind of takes a deep breath and tries to calm himself because it's kind of giving him that feeling of, like, falling.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
So at some point, Tara did totally check out. And she's trying to determine whether the dagger or the bracers seem magical.
You would need to cast Detect Magic.
She goes up to Zartok and kind of nudges him, holding the daggers, or the dagger and the bracers. Like, these were found on, like, a wizardy kind of person, and, we might want to see if they could help.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, just give me some couple minutes. Takes a while. It's like a whole ordeal.
It's 10 minutes to
You're asking-
casting.
You're asking them to do like a 10-minute
A
thing.
10-minute task, yeah. All wizards seem to roll their eyes at this 10-minute task that I asked them to
Well,
do.
it's like, you gotta concentrate on it, and
You know
It's a
what?
big
These
deal.
aren't even for me, because I'm sure that she doesn't need strength
he's gonna
bracers.
do it. He's
so
gonna do it.
you're gonna just do this for yourself.
All right. Yeah, give me a couple minutes.
While he's doing that, Paxton also asked Gilm, "Hey,
Yes.
where in all that business that we just talked about, where do the gods live?"
Usually they live on one of the other planes.
Which one does the healer live on?
I'm afraid I don't know. I'm not a priest. I don't know.
Do you know who would know?
Well, I suppose you could ask a priest of the healer, or perhaps an expert on extraplanar beings, or an expert on planes.
Our hoofed friend over here says that the gods have been losing power.
Don't have hoofs. We retconned it.
Oh, we did retcon.
Zartok loves shoes. Lots of shoes.
Lots of shoes.
Yeah,
He's
closet full
a
of
friend
shoes.
of Sigbert.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, our shoed friend over here, wearing shoes just like the rest of us. Nothing strange about that.
Yep.
Why
yep.
did you decide not to have hooves?
I don't know.
Because the
His
picture.
original
Picture has-
description didn't have hoofs,
Nice.
and then the
Picture has
picture didn't
shoes.
have hoofs. So
You can't walk in swamps and stuff. You just sink in. There's a lot of disadvantages to hooves, really.
it leaves very distinct footprints.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, Zartok told me that the gods have been losing power. Does that sound correct to you, Gilm?
Yes, that's my understanding. Is that they on this crystal sphere, different crystal spheres have their own different rules. You understand? But in this crystal
I
sphere,
don't understand.
well, now you do. So in this particular crystal sphere, gods gain their power from worship. And as they lose worshippers, they lose power. And since the population has declined, they have lost power gradually.
So is it merely the number of worshippers, or is it the intensity of the worship?
It is both.
Both?
There are minor gods who have few worshippers and not very fervent worship, and they are not very powerful. And there are important, powerful gods who have many worshippers who are extremely fervent, and they are more powerful.
Who would you say are the most powerful gods?
Well, I suppose the father of the gods, Sky Father, would be one of the most powerful ones.
Where does the healer and foresight rank amongst those gods? Are they one of the more powerful ones or the least powerful
I
ones?
would say that the healer is one of the moderately, or was one of the moderately powerful gods. Foresight has, last I heard, had fallen in importance. being one of the elder generations of gods. Yes, I've heard that he, I heard a rumor he might even be gone, might even be extinct, might have died.
I would think that the wizards, the divination wizards, would probably be followers of foresight, or are they not really into the whole spiritual, religious side of things?
Well, Alfred was. Alfred was a big fan of foresight. But, and in general, that was an uncommon point of view. Alfred was both a priest and a wizard, which is an unusual combination.
Interesting. So priests, I guess, are people who draw their power from the gods, and
Correct.
wizards are people who just study arcane magic as energy?
That's right. They draw their magical energy from the world and the living things around them, and it converts that energy into magical force and, unfortunately, heat.
Would the gods be considered part of the natural world, or, I guess, supernatural outside of that?
Of course, supernatural. It's like a
Interesting.
different system of magic than the arcane magic used by wizards and sorcerers.
Okay, I think that's about all my brain can take for one sitting.
All right, Tara taps on the glass of the kind of the tank with the gray thing in it and says, you guys ready for this one?
Zartok, you are casting Detect Magic.
Zartok's not there. In fact, he's taking his sweet time.
All right. Do you want to wait to open the thing until after he's cast the spell, or do you want to go ahead and open it? The container, the sarcophagus.
Tara's not waiting.
Okay. So you pull open this stasis chamber. Again, something stumbles out of it, just like the other one. Roughly humanoid in shape, this creature falls out of the chamber. Although, again, it's human in shape, it's wearing robes, but its head appears more like an octopus, with two large dark eyes and tentacles where its mouth should be.
Uh-oh.
Instead of falling onto the ground, it sort of falls toward the ground and then stops and hovers in the air and then gradually rights itself.
All right, Tara has her little sheath sword now coming out of its sheath.
All right. It turns to face you, and you hear a voice in your heads, all of you. And it says,
You do well to release me. Now you will feed me and serve me, and we will begin the rebuilding of the colony.
oh no.
Cool, we were at full health, guys.
The weird creature sort of floats toward you. I guess roll for initiative. Gilm says,
It's a mind flayer in Noethelid.
Kill it, kill it, kill it.
Tara, what'd you get?
20.
Epilema, I didn't roll for her. Got a 15. Zartok.
You still want initiative?
Yes.
Sorry, I was unprepared. 8.
8. Ethelflad.
8.
Paxton, what'd you get?
Nat 20.
Oh my gosh. Plus 1?
Yes.
All right, so first to go is Paxton.
I am going to cast Witch Bolt at 2nd level. And that is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. If it hits, it does 2d12 damage because
Ouch.
I cast it at 2nd level. So it's a 3 and an 11, so 14 damage.
All right.
And I am now locked on and
Right.
concentrated.
It causes 2d12 damage every round now, unless your concentration is broken.
Mm-hmm.
Next to go is Tara. This thing is reaching out toward Tara, who is the closest to it.
All right, so one roll is a 14,
Miss?
and the other roll is even worse than that.
I'm afraid they both miss.
Okay, and then do I still have bless?
No, that has expired by now.
Mhm.
Okay,
Still have a water elemental, though.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do second wind.
Okay,
Action surge.
Yeah, action surge to just attack again.
great. May attack again.
All right, 17,
That is a hit.
and the other one's worse.
All right, so you swing 4 times at this thing, 4 mighty swings, and only one of them manages to connect it. It's wearing a breastplate of some kind, and some of your swings bounce off of that, but it's also fairly nimble.
Yeah,
And-
Tara is a little terrified because it wasn't very long ago that a little brain monster
Yep.
murdered her,
Yep.
and
This thing looks pretty awful.
Yeah, these were attached or related to that. Anyway, 6 damage.
6, all right. Now the creature goes. It reaches for Terra, and it makes an attack on you. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Yes, it does. All right. It hits Terra with its tentacles. It sort of grabs you, and its tentacles grab onto you. You take...
Gross.
You take 19 points of psychic damage.
I have the Ion Stone.
You take 9 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And you are grappled. You must make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh yeah, I'm great at those.
Yep.
I got a 8.
Can
Because
I?
of
All
my
right.
negative
You are
2.
stunned unless you want to use the... Does Zartok want to use his...
Yeah, even though I'm not there, can I use it?
You are there. You're off to the side, I thought.
I said I went back to the study room, which is
Oh,
like way far away.
okay. Well, then you're not there.
Okay,
No, you can't use it. All right. So Zartok's not even there.
sorry.
So you are stunned. Stunned means...
Stun means I need you guys to save me.
Stunned means that you are incapacitated. I'll get to that in a moment. You can't move, and you can only speak falteringly. You automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws. Attacks against you have advantage. Incapacitated means you can't take actions or reactions. All right, and that is all it can do this round, as if that weren't enough. And that means it is now Epolima's turn. Epolima looks enraged and says,
Hey, you get your weird tentacle things off of my tough lady friend. Yeah.
Well, that was a terrible attack, but she's going to attack again, and she has advantage. She is recklessly attacking. That hits. Well, not much of a hit, though. So she hits it, a glancing blow. And it is, as it's standing here holding Terra, who appears to be stunned, it is lifting up its tentacles and moving its beaky mouth underneath them toward Terra's head.
Not good.
And it is Athelflad's turn.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Is
hit
that
it.
elemental still around here?
Yeah, it's there.
Can
Is it
attack
there?
or no?
Yeah.
It can't do anything unless Zartok tells it to, and Zartok's not there.
Oh well, it's watching.
It's just hanging out.
Gilm's there, right?
Gilm is there. Gilm can do something. In fact,
What about the Noethic?
He was following
yeah,
Zartok.
he was
followed me.
following Zartok, so he's just probably standing near Zartok,
We're
who's looking
playing
over the
checkers.
scrolls. Yeah, Gilm goes. What's still Gilm's dexterity bonus?
+2.
All right, so he's going to go last, actually. He's going to go after Athelflad. So, Athelflad, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna start with the crossbow.
All right, you take a shot.
21.
That is a hit.
Okay.
And you get a sneak attack because you have...
Oh yeah, I was gonna
allies
do
next to
flurry
it.
of blows, but
Oh, you're using the ranged weapon. I guess you could
how
shoot.
far away am I generally from it?
10 feet.
10 feet. I'll go ahead and do sneak attack for this one.
Okay.
13 total.
13. All right, and now Gilm gets to go. What do you want to have Gilm do?
Stun fear, stun fear.
And Brian, you've got Gilm, and so you've got the sheet handy.
I'm going to guess that this thing is probably more wise than it is in terms of constitution, so I'm going to use the good old combo of Paralyzing Ray and Wounding Ray. So give me a DC 13 Constitution save.
It has magic resistance, so it has advantage on saving throws. DC 15 Constitution.
13.
13. It made it.
Okay. And then do another one for Wounding Ray.
Constitution again.
Yes, 13.
Made it.
Ah.
All right, that's Gilm's turn. Paxton, it is your turn again.
Okay. I am going to... I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon as my bonus action.
Okay. And attack
And-
with it.
Yep, and it's that Golden Lance of Light again.
Great.
I'm guessing its armor class is higher than 11.
I'm afraid so. So this
Okay.
lance of light appears and stabs at it, but it sort of moves aside.
Okay.
Still holding Terra.
Then I'm going to do the level 2 Witch Bolt again. So
All right.
because it already hit, it just does the damage this time, right? I don't have to re-roll to hit since it hit
That's
the
right.
first time.
You reroll the damage.
Okay. 7 plus 8, so that is 15 damage.
Ooh. Wow. Tara, you are stunned, so you don't get to take actions or reactions. So basically, you can't do anything this turn. Yeah, you can't do anything while the grapple is ongoing. So
Okay.
basically, you can't do anything. And that means it's back to the Mind Flayer. So it has a choice here. You guys are beating up on it pretty badly. However, it has you right where it wants you. But it's gonna die if it does something successfully to you. So here's what it's gonna do. It is going to cast a spell. Make sure there's no weird conditions on this. Yeah. Yep. All right. So it releases you and simply disappears.
Am I still incapacitated or?
You are not. You fall to the ground. You are neither stunned nor grappled. You are released, and the Mind Flayer has just simply disappeared.
Tara says very quickly to Paxton that he needs to do his weird mind thing with Zartok because he has no idea that this thing is around.
Yeah, let's see. A creature within range, you're probably more than 120 feet away from me, right?
Is. Yeah.
I can't get to him.
Okay, we need to, go to him.
Do you think that he teleported away, or do you think he's invisible right now?
I don't know. Gilm. Gilm, do you think he teleported away, or is he invisible right now?
I don't think he's invisible. I think he left. I don't know where he went.
Okay.
Hopefully back to wherever they came from. If we killed the Noethelid and he was the only Mind Flayer left, and we pretty much beat him to within an inch of his life, he'd be pretty silly to come back.
I agree.
I don't know how far away he can teleport. But I feel like we should also make sure that Zartok is not alone.
Yeah, let's go get him.
Yeah. So I would say we start hurrying to the study chamber.
You hurry to find Zartok, who is quietly sitting at a desk in the guidance room. Zartok is sitting here peacefully in the guidance room with the Nothik sort of hopping from foot to foot next to him, watching him look over these scrolls. And you all burst into the room. Zartok, the rest of the party, charges into the room, looking alarmed.
But you won't.
So
what's the deal here? Why aren't we just telling him?
there's a little guy that was in the chamber with the tentacles, and now he's out, and we wanted to make sure he wasn't trying to eat your head.
Yeah, one of the squid face dudes came out of one of the stasis boxes.
Oh, how'd it get out?
I don't know, just pushed its way out.
Yeah, we didn't do anything. It just jumped out.
Yeah, we didn't. It wasn't us.
Can I roll a insight?
I don't usually do that against other PCs. I guess it could be an opposed check if you want, but you could also just say,
let's do that for fun. Let's do
Okay.
it. I mean, Epilima's laugh kind of gave it away, but
So it's his insight versus my deception? Because I'm the one who said it?
oh, guys!
Oh, good. I'm
gonna see
plus
right
0
through this.
charisma. Oh, that was a nat 20. The best lie anyone's ever heard.
What's your total?
20. It's plus 0.
Oh, I rolled I rolled an 18, and I have a plus 4, so I got 22. So I still see through it.
Dang it.
Yeah, they are lying to you.
So you opened it, didn't you?
Well, it could have been a hippo.
What?
I promise I didn't open it.
Yeah, sure. I do actually believe that part. Why would you open it? It was a gray mess of anything.
It
Oh,
could
there
have
may be
been
something cool in there, though.
Exactly.
Could have been a great
Epilema.
sandwich. I
should've
don't know.
Yeah.
Should have quarantined the whole area off. It's just, oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
we gotta go find this thing and kill it, because it's not a good thing.
Zartok is face palming. He's not moving at all. He's just on the desk.
Hey, by the way, is that
buried
stuff
in his
magical?
Yeah, did you at least finish the thing you
Is
were
it-
supposed to be
is it-
doing?
I don't even know if I had enough time to do that yet.
Yeah, the bracers and the scrolls, obviously the magical spell scrolls, those are magical. The dagger is also magical.
Yes, it's magical, but I'm not going to identify it right now. We got to run around and find this thing. Where did it go? You let it run out?
Well, it sort of teleported and we didn't know where it went. Hey, at least we came straight to you to make sure you were okay.
It disappeared in a poof,
Yes,
and we were
that's-
worried about you, so we came straight
That's
here.
good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
friendship.
That's-
You're welcome.
Also,
that's-
you have that water elemental. Where's Puddles?
Puddles
Oh.
is back in the area where he was sitting before, sitting in the library.
Okay.
He's just floating there.
Let's get Puddles. Can I make an Arcana check as to what spells likely he used? I mean, he just teleported away.
Yeah,
Can I make a check?
make an
on-
Arcana check.
Okay.
It's gonna be difficult because you weren't there.
Let's. I rolled a 1, but let's go ahead and use that 19.
Okay. What does that
let's
make a total?
get a 25.
It sounds to you like plane shift,
Okay.
which is something that you have maybe heard that mind flayers can do.
There
So
go.
you
Look
think
up that
he's
spell.
probably gone to another plane.
Okay. I don't think we can actually do what you just described him as a powerful spell. I think he's on another plane of existence entirely. We can't even find him. We
So
should
he's
have
not going to be here?
we should have a look around in case it was Dimension Door, but I don't think he's here.
So you think he's on a different one of those crystal balls?
No, he's in a different like
Planet?
no, it's like
Like
you,
Sigil.
You went, yeah, he's like in Sigil. You went to another plane, remember? It's sort of like if you have a stack of papers, you stack all the papers up, you can be on one sheet of paper, and then if you punch a hole into the other sheet, he's doing the Event Horizon example, but not. Does that make sense? It's a plane of existence. They all exist at once, and you get to the
It's a
other
real
one.
bummer because I wanted that chess piece he had, whatever it was.
So you're saying he's not here?
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
a good
good
summary.
enough for me.
Yeah.
Gilm clears his throat.
Excuse me. I hate to be pedantic, but it's pronounced Sigil with a hard G.
Oh, Sigil, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely pedantic.
Yep.
What he said.
It's
No,
important because the word sigil with the soft G represents a symbol or something. So with the hard G is important to keep them straight.
Thanks for correcting us, Glim.
It's.
Yeah, the
Love it.
spectator.
Love it.
I'm going to go clean up the library.
Yeah, go enjoy that.
Someone
How
has
quickly
to
we
do
turn
it.
on our MVP.
I know.
Yeah, say he
You're
just
welcome.
save the world, and we just go clean up the library, savior.
He kind of dropped the ball in that Illithid fight, though.
I probably should have said it was an illithid, but he didn't know. So sorry.
He did.
He
He,
did
said
say
it's
that.
a mind flayer. And
No. He
Like,
said he said it after
exactly
it
that.
popped out. He said it could have been a hippo, which made you go, "Cute hippo."
He really
should
did.
Rip it open.
That was exactly Tara's mind thought. I want to see the
Could
hippo.
be a cute hippo. I don't blame you at all. That's exactly how it should have happened.
So it appears that you have cleared out the divination level, which means once you finish searching the area, if you want to do any more searching, the next level is enchantment and charms.
How exciting.
Ooh.
And we'll stop there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and I guess I'll add one more thing. I'm going to give each of you 2,500 experience points.
Does that include the fight with the Mind Flayer?
Oh, and actually, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
Hold on.
He doesn't get a split of that, though, right?
No, it wasn't there. Y'all just going on grinding XP without me.
Mhm. You chose to
It's
go
like
back and study,
Gandalf.
nerd.
Gandalf goes and does the boss by himself, comes back with epic loot.
We
Mhm.
totes leveled.
Hell yeah.
Not even close. How much was it?
Hold on.
2,500?
Hold on. With the Mind Flayer, Zartok, you get 2,500. Everyone else gets 3,225
Total?
total,
Sweet.
which means that the current levels of the party are Athelflav, you haven't leveled up, have you? No. What level is Paxton now?
Paxton is quarter of the way through level 7. Is Terra at 24,971 now?
Like double-sided accounting on this.
I always want to make sure because we've been in every battle together, so we should always have the same number of XP. And sometimes my XP is miraculously way higher than hers, so I might be double counting.
Sometimes D&D Beyond like breaks on me, but it's 24,971.
Okay, then we're correct.
Great.
So
that
we're both
levels
at
you
level
both up to
7.
level 7. Is Paxton taking a level in fighter or cleric?
Haven't decided yet.
Okay. And Tara is definitely taking a level in fighter. So it makes her a level 7 fighter?
Yeah.
All right.
Keep talking to the microphone that's not on.
Oh, it's actually still running. All right.
Hello.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stop it there.